Finally, a show about you. A show where your questions, comments, and concerns are aired for all to hear. You have an opinion, and we want to hear it. Hosts Mike and Jen have worked together over 3 years and will provide the best intuitive information they have. This show has no limits. This show has no boundaries. This show has no agenda. Now, your host of No Agenda, Mike and Jen.
Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
We are back again. We missed a week, though.
We did. So welcome to No Agenda on WLTK-DB radio.
Good morning, Kathy. Happy Monday.
It is Happy Monday.
It is Monday. How was the weekend, Michael?
It was fantastic. There was no social media, hardly at all. I spent all day yesterday with my motorcycle tearing it apart, so it was glorious.
Nice. Good morning, Chelsea. Good morning, Meredith.
Good morning, everybody.
And that's your new motorcycle, right?
That's the...
You were actually talking about manifesting just a couple
I'm
of
going to
minutes
be careful with that superpower because literally, I don't remember when it was. It was probably like a week prior because I bought it on Friday or Thursday. And I think it was the week before. I think it was during our live. We just did a live in the group page.
Right.
And jokingly said, or somebody asked something about manifesting. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exact details, but I do remember something about manifesting. And I made a joke about manifesting, like, yeah, I'm going to manifest a third motorcycle in my garage. And literally like a week later, we were down in the motorcycle shop. I was going to trade my dirt bike because I knew I was going to get hurt on that sooner or later. I'm 54 almost, not 16. So I was like, I'm going to do something stupid. So I went looking for something reasonable, and we get in the shop and Sheila's like, why don't you buy that Indian? And I'm like, did you see the price on that? Well, it's okay. It's the one you want. And it would have been fine. It was a nice cruiser and all of that. But I was like, you know what? If we're going to do this and you're going to be comfortable, we need to get a grandpa bike.
A grandpa bike.
As they're called. So it's got the like basically like a lazy boy recliner for a back seat. So she's got her backrest and now she's happy.
Nice.
But I still have my sport bike, so I can go out and be silly on that. But yeah, so manifesting, that shit's real.
It is real. It is real. I just wanted to say hi really quick. Amber's on. There's Howard. Haven't seen you for a while, Howard. Gina. There's Brittany. There's Charlie. And hello,
Charlie, your cards were put in the mail this morning. So they are on their way. And I want to give away another deck of cards today. So
which one are you giving away today?
I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to jump out of the shot here for a second because I have, let's see.
Hey, Brian.
How about the Energy Oracle cards?
Ooh, I like those.
So those will be given away today, just like last time. I will go through the comments after the show, and I will what I do is I just randomly just scroll up and down, and I'll stop and open my eyes, and whoever I see first, that's who the cards will go to.
Nice.
So, and I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, probably at least 12 or 13 more decks to give away. So,
hi, Tina.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So go ahead.
I was just going to ask if anybody had any questions.
I was going to say we have no topic today.
That's why I was asking.
So we're going to rely on you guys. What do you want to talk about? I had one, but I want to see what you have. mine was going to be about myths around anything metaphysical.
Go for it. Go for it, unless we get some other questions.
I'm kind of just looking through the comments.
I'm just laughing at Todd's chat.
I just saw that too. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an elephant in the room.
There's what?
An elephant.
Oh.
There's an elephant in the room. Okay. So let's see. Let me just see what comes to mind first, because I've talked about this before, probably too many times, but exactly what, mediumship and psychic actually means, what it is, what it isn't. And I think one of the more difficult things for me that I've noticed, or that I shouldn't say struggle, it's not really a struggle, but educating people on what it is and what it isn't, it's actually very time consuming, which is good. But I think people don't do enough research before they go for a reading, especially if it's something new. They may just see what's on TV or, what's on YouTube, not realizing that, one, everybody's different. People get their information differently. Psychic abilities vary from person to person. Some people can see the future, predict the future. I'm not one of them. At least I've said this before too. I don't predict the future intentionally. Sometimes things come up that end up being future, because people will message me after the fact and say that so-and-so or such event took place. But other than that, for me, psychic is connecting to your energy and helping you in the moment. What's in your energy, what's holding you back, maybe from moving forward with, a new career, for instance. For me, what I dealt with a lot was fear of success. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. I'm sure they can. But for me, it was, this was years working through this. I never felt good enough to do this work. Like, I always felt like I wasn't, I wasn't on par with other mediums that I was seeing out there. I'd be going along, I'd watch another medium work that was just like, their readings were like, just blew you out of the water. And it left me feeling like, yeah, I definitely do not need to be doing this work. I'm not at that level yet. And then I would somehow feel like I got to that level, but then I would feel that I wasn't worthy of being at that level. Does that make sense?
I understand that. I think that's a real thing. I mean, I go, and sometimes I still do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I still do go through that, little bouts of that. So it's a very real thing. But that's also been a very real thing for me the majority of my life, not just with mediumship, but really with anything. I don't understand what that's about, but I do understand what you're saying.
We probably have some therapists and psychologists out
You can
there in the
explain
audience.
that.
Can you explain? Because I mean, literally, like, I look back, at things that I've done throughout my life. I mean, I served in the Air Force for 20 years. I graduated from Embry-Riddle with a degree in professional aeronautics, all this stuff, but still it's like, it's not, I'm like, well, no big deal. I don't know what that is. I just, do
you think that it might be the expectation that comes with success?
That's it right there. I think that's what it is. And that's probably why I still get nervous before every reading, because there's an expectation that people have. And that's something that mediums, psychics, we all go through that, and sometimes it's overwhelming, which is probably why I've seen a lot of people that I started out with, for instance, 7 or 8 years ago, in 1 or 2 development classes, and they're out there for a little while. And then after that, it's like, you never see them again. You don't hear from them. So it is, I mean, that's one aspect that just eats you alive if you let it. And if you don't learn how to manage it or understand it, Yes, definitely imposter syndrome. I've been through that. I've sat and wondered, is this real? Am I really communicating with people that have crossed? It's all of that. The struggle is real. You may see people out there with smiley faces. I'm talking about mediums and psychics. And that's what I think, one of the aspects of this show is to bring awareness to what, we go through doing this work. Yeah, it can be brutal.
It can. Angelique, I just wanted to say hello. And Lemmy, looks like Lemmy jumped on. Jess says that's how she feels as well. And I think it's just a very, very normal aspect of doing this work. You know what? There are sometimes I will do readings and I blow myself out of the water, right?
Yeah.
And then the next time I feel like, I really didn't, it's hard because it's this, up and down, up and down. So I think that's just part of it. It's just part of it. And it's just learning to work with it, just knowing that it's there.
Yep. And that's something that I think it was just a few days ago, really sat back and thought about and pondered was, a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, I don't want to quantify this, but other mediums and myself included, we sit down and we want that super meaningful message to come through, something that's just blows you out of the water. And that's us putting an expectation on ourselves to not just take what Spirit's giving you and talking about it, which is another topic. I think people wait to understand what the message is in their own mind instead of just talking about it, which is, I think, the number one thing. I think when you're in a class or development class early on, even now, if you still haven't, mastered that ability, I think the sooner that you can just talk about what you're experiencing. And for instance, when I open up, whatever thought touches my mind, I talk about it. I don't sit there and try to interpret it, wonder what they're trying to say, tell me. I just give it.
That is a hard thing to do.
It is, because
a long time, because I wanted to rationalize it.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to make sense with the other information. And sometimes it just didn't.
Yeah.
But some of those things, when you just say them, they're actually some of the most, at least in my experience, they've been some of the most impactful.
Yes.
Meaningful images or impressions that I'm getting for the sitter. So I've learned to just say them.
It is. And I think if you're out there and you're doing this work, the sooner you can come to grips with that. It's like, because we don't want to look a fool, right?
Right.
But I don't know. I've looked a fool my entire life. I don't care. I do stupid shit all the time. So I'm kind of used to that. But it is, if there's one thing you can learn from this conversation right here, right now, that will propel your work, is just say it. It's like, I was thinking about this earlier. It's like Nike, just fucking do it. Just say it.
Right.
And funny thing is, yesterday while I was out there working on my bike, that's meditation for me, because all kinds of stuff were, coming through here and there. And I really caught on to this one thought that kept coming up, and it was a golf analogy. We have this saying when we're playing golf, just grip it and rip it. Because like golf, if you sit there and try to think, okay, and try to just be conscious about the shot you're getting ready to take, your ball just goes in all these other directions, right?
Right.
And I was thinking, it's like, wow, how appropriate, because mediumship is the same way. That if you allow your mind to get in the way and really overanalyze what you're about to do, it just screws everything up.
Right.
So my new saying is, especially when I teach, or when I will teach again, is literally that: just grip it and rip it. Whatever comes to your mind, just say it. Just say it. I swear, if you can get over that and learn to deal with that, and don't worry about how you're going to look, how people are going to judge you, just don't worry about it. Just freaking say it. It will. I think it'll help you tremendously.
It will. I just wanted to say hi. Looks like Hey, Jimmy, it looks like Gina's on. Aloha to Joni. So Dixie says that she feels this. She understands that conversation. Dixie is an intuitive that reads palms. But
Oh, wow.
sounds like she
Interesting.
goes through, and she is phenomenal, by the way. It sounds like she goes through that same thing. You know, she understands all of that. So I think with any intuitive work, it's that way.
I do. My wife paints, and, she'll look at something that I think is just outstanding, and she'll criticize it just like we criticize our own work,
Right.
Because other people will comment, about your work, and you're like, the one thing that she beat out of me is when somebody paid me a compliment, I used to just like, no, there's that fear of success, and I'm not worthy, kicking it again because I couldn't handle compliments, and I have fallen over with some of the compliments people have given me, and it was hard for me to process because I'm like, I'm looking around like, I'm not that guy. You're not talking about me. That can't be for me. I'm not that good. That was my thoughts, early on, and I still struggle with that. I don't know. Maybe I'm humble. I mean, I am, but maybe to a fault. I don't know. Tina, that's a good comment. Not a therapist, but sometimes who we had in as elementary teachers may hinder us into adulthood. True. But
good day, Catherine. Okay, I'm just going to take a minute and catch up on some comments here.
I am too.
Okay.
So we're silent for a minute.
And if you have any questions, pop them in there. Hello, Jeanette.
Adrian has a comment. I will try to read it without my glasses. Okay. So her comment, it sounds normal to me. It's moving past our doubts and fears. I have a question, if possible. I've been having some strange experiences lately. I'm hearing things and feel like I'm going slightly crazy. Well, welcome to the club. Doors closing, knocking on my door clear as day. Nobody is there. Seeing sparks of light, feeling tingly. You're not losing it. No. I'm no therapist, no psychologist, but I've been told this by some people who are, that if you ask the question to yourself, am I crazy? I believe that means that you're not. It's when you don't realize that you're, the train's left the station and nobody's on board. I think that's, again, I'm not a doctor, but no, you're not crazy. Those are all real experiences. And in my experience, it's just somebody in spirit trying to get your attention and just an acknowledgement.
Chelsea has a question. Where is the best place to start working on mediumship? Interesting question, because you're saying the best place, but I'm going to just tell you, in your everyday life, start learning to have conversations with people, start paying attention to your everyday surroundings, start asking questions, start taking that information in. That's a really, really good place to start. Honestly, is in your own mind, because that's what we use. So if you're looking for the best place, like, that's the first answer that comes to me, really, is just in your everyday life.
Searching out a good teacher or tutor. Do your research. Don't just jump on the first one you see. Get referrals, get references, really do your work, because I've seen this. I've seen some high-level teachers that are out there in the world that are very popular, but absolutely have destroyed people because they have some kind of hang-ups themselves, inferior feelings, whatever it is. I've had one of those teachers in the past, and that same person has absolutely made other mediums that had been out there for years pack it up and never do this work again.
Wow.
So they are out there. Yeah, it's terrible that these people are out there, that they browbeat people during their classes. They're just assholes. I mean, there's no other way to put it. They're freaking assholes.
And if you find yourself with a teacher or a mentor like that, and I know we've talked about this before, it's okay to walk away.
Oh,
you don't have to stay in a class that makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel less than, and does not align with who you are. You don't have to stay. It's okay. I've actually walked away from a mentor that I paid a lot of money for. It just wasn't fitting. It wasn't matching, and that's okay. So if it doesn't work the first time, do some research and look for somebody else, because I promise you there's somebody out there that can teach you without, like Michael said, browbeating you, making you feel ridiculous, making you feel less than, or that maybe have some practices that don't align with you and your values. So keep looking, because they're out there.
Here's an example. I don't know why I want to talk about this, but I am. But so this teacher, world renowned, blah, 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 was in a year-long mentorship. After 4 months, I quit. I was like, screw this guy. So this is what came to pass. And I think what it was is I feel he was threatened in a way, because I still remember this reading, but it was, he wanted to contact a friend. So we were taking turns doing this, throughout the class. And I remember, his friend came through saying that he was responsible for killing somebody while driving drunk. And he's like, yes. And then I see this, I'm brought to this scene where I see a rock concert, and my attention was solely on the drummer. I kept seeing the drummer, and I was like, okay, I feel this is connected to the drummer in the band. And he's like, yes, and he's like, well, what kind of music do they play? And I think I said rock. And he's like, no, it was heavy metal. I'm like, rock, heavy metal, it's the same thing. Well, no, actually it isn't. So he picked out, there was more to this, but he picked out that one thing to criticize me about, and went on a tangent about this. And I'm like, screw this guy, and there was more to it, believe me, because he was one of these that would browbeat people and just criticize them in the wrong way. And I was like, no, I'm out of here. Because it was actually to a point where he made me question my own work. And I mean, honestly, after I left, it was probably 3 months before I even wanted to do this again, because that's how pissed off I was. But in a way, it was good, because I'm like, that taught me a valuable lesson, is fuck this guy and any other teacher like this. And it gave me the power to just know I'm doing this my way, and I think that was my first lesson in, I'm going to take these tools, if I ever take a class again, at that point, and I'm just going to use them tools, but I'm going to do this my way. There are no rules. Nobody on this planet wrote a book about how to be a medium. We're all in the same, place. Some may have more time, more experience, more popularity, but when you boil it down, we're all the same. We come from spirit. This is part of who we are. So, and with that point, I want to make another one. Don't put these teachers on a pedestal. Don't put any teacher on a pedestal. They're just like us. And I'll stop my rant there.
Catherine says, take what resonates and leave the rest. Our consciousness knows what feels right. And that's absolutely true. Mm-hmm. You know if it feels right, and if it doesn't.
So, yeah.
No need. When someone calls me crazy, I say there has not been an official diagnosis yet.
What's normal? What's crazy? Can anybody define that?
That's right. That's right. All right. Throw some questions up there. I know somebody's got to have a question.
That's right, Tina. Tina says, I understand when I gave myself permission to be me, everything changed. And yes,
exactly.
You have to be you. I see a lot of mediums and psychics try to emulate their teachers. And I think that's a horrible mistake, because that person already exists. You have to find out you, because at some point, that's all you have, right? And you got to be honest with yourself. People see through it when you're putting on this facade. Yeah. I've never tried to be like anybody else. I mean, that's just me. And either people are going to gravitate towards what I do, or they don't. I can't help the people that will resonate with me, but you got to find your audience, and you will if from the beginning you just be yourself.
Also, it's our individuality that makes our mediumship what it is. There's no way we could be like anybody else. There's not, because we do use our own minds. We use our own experiences. That's how the messages come to us. And that's how we're able to interpret them through her own everything. So you can't be like anybody else. There's no way. So you might as well just embrace who you are and do the work, right?
That's right. If you want to, look at me. I don't give spirit a lot to work with. There's not a lot going on up here, so when they got to, they use our data bank and our history, it's like, they probably look at me and go, holy crap.
No.
Our work is cut out for us. We got to get through that thick numbskull.
Hi, Kathy. So Jess is asking, she's saying tips on differentiating my energy from others. It's really just about, for me, I have to sit. Sometimes I do. I have to sit, I have to meditate, and I have to really feel what my own energy feels like. But we also have to be very aware because it's very subtle, right? It's not just a huge boom. It's very, very subtle. So the more that you learn and sit in your own energy and know what that feels like, any of those little shifts around you, you pick up. So for me, and Michael might be doing something different, but for me, it was really just learning to sit and feel what my own energy felt like. And then when I would sit in the power, which is different than meditation, and I would sit for spirit, I would notice, and I still do this, it's part of development. I would notice those subtle shifts. That's where my learning takes place. And that's where I learned to differentiate. You really just have to quiet this mind. So even when there's a lot going on, you just have to learn to quiet, be still, identify your energy, and then you understand what's coming in around you. And again, it's very, very, very subtle. So if you're looking for big shifts, you're not going to find them.
No. And I've talked about the exercises that I've used in the past and I recommend. It's that, and they can be quick. It's, for maybe a week to 10 days, every day, sit down for just 5 minutes in a quiet room. I mean, you're going to have ambient noise, and I think you should, for the soul, if you're a medium, I think meditating in total quiet, total calm, I think that actually hinders your process of mediumship, because the second you hear a noise, it kind of zaps you out of that space. So just, meditate in normal environment. But just sit there and just kind of give your full body a scan, in your mind. Just start at the head, go to, down through your body. Just feel what that energy feels like, to notice the feeling of your own energy,
Right.
Take notes if you have to afterwards. But once you do this for, a week to 10 days, then after that, maybe ask your guide or somebody that in spirit to sit with you. And again, start with just feeling your own energy and then invite them in and really pay attention to the shifts and the feelings around you, energy-wise. It could be thoughts, feelings, emotions. Just pay attention to that.
Okay, we've got a few questions here, so I'm just going to go up and look at these. Jeffrey says, no Stepford mediums needed.
Yep. You got to be yourself, because eventually yourself is going to come out. I can't hide all this. This took a lot of work.
Right. So Tina's asking about feelings, sensations you get when you connect to spirit. Do you experience ear ringing, goosebumps, etc.? All of the above, but not all consistently and not all of the time. For me, it's very different. It's usually just, I do feel like the tingling. I do get the goosebumps. Sometimes my ears ring. I also feel like what I can only describe as what feels like static kind of around my head. And if you'll notice, a lot of times I'm moving my hair because I feel just like it's cobwebbing is what it's called, but like there's just stuff. But that doesn't happen all of the time. So it really has to be in my mind. It's really in my awareness is where I feel the shifts. So I hope that makes sense. I mean, I know that's not really an answer because it's everything.
But yeah, I'm one of those too that I don't get like, if, for instance, if somebody comes through trying to convey that they passed of a heart attack, I don't feel the symptoms of that heart attack. I know some mediums do.
No, I do.
Do you? Yeah, for me, it's all in the mind. I'm just instantly aware of somebody there. So again, it's just an awareness I have once I empty my mind and shift to that space, you know, if I feel a brother step forward, I'm going to talk about, or I have a male here, brother, blah, blah, blah. So whatever information comes through, I talk about, but it's rare that I get physical sensations, but I do get those cobweb feelings. I don't have to move my hair out of the way. So
lucky you.
Yeah, that's already taken care of. But I do feel that there's only a few people though that when they come through, my guides for sure, because I'll feel them right on my forehead, that tingly spiderweb sensation. But when my sister comes in, and this has been from the start, my left eyebrow goes numb, and it's just right here. It's weird as hell, but it's like early on, I figured every time I felt her, it was like I get this tingling above my left eyebrow. I was like, why is that happening? And then I start to pay attention, and it was every single time she's there. It's like I feel, yeah. So that's her calling card, if you will.
Yes. So Dixie has been saying she's been hearing voices, not in her physical ears, but her other ears, as she called them. Voices as in messages for people from loved ones. What is your take on this? So that's really up to you, Dixie. Are you relaying them? Are you in a I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Are you in a place where you can relay them? Because obviously we don't just go up to total strangers, right? When we feel something and start saying something, but it wouldn't hurt to start practicing. Grab somebody that you know, or ask somebody if you can, you know, practice this, because I know you, and I guarantee you can do this. Yep, but the only way that you understand what it feels like is when you're getting that validation back, right? That's how we know. That's the hard part. The learning in this, a lot of the learning really is the doing, which is scary, but yeah, I'm sure you do, Dixie, because you're tuning right in to the energy when you're doing the palm readings. So
I want to talk about that too.
Oh, you're wondering why different ears suddenly. I don't know the answer to that, but I know that our abilities, at least mine, they'll come in different ways at different times. Sometimes I'm, you know, my clairaudience is a little bit stronger. Sometimes it's my seeing that's a little bit stronger. And it just, you know, sometimes it's this ear, sometimes it's that ear. But I think that that's just abilities that are developing. And we're just using, you know, they come in a little bit stronger during that time.
And you get to, let me start that sentence over because I started right in the middle of something. All right, refocus. So the only way you're going to figure out why things are happening in different ways is by actually practicing it. Because for me, and I want to talk about this too, so I made a side note about objective and subjective mediumship or psychic work. So that'll be after what I talk about here. But when I first started, I realized right away that when male spirits came in, they were on my right. I don't recall asking them to do it that way. It just naturally started that way. So when a female comes in, they're on my left. That's the way it's always been. But I realized that by practicing, and the more and more I practiced and did readings, it was like, yep, that's how it's coming. You know, this is male. I know this now, and I know females are here, and I know my guides are here. But again, you just have to practice it. Now, subjective and objective mediumship, and this is where mediums and psychics need to be really careful, I believe, and I'm probably stepping in a pile by saying it because I don't know everything, but I do know this. So subjective mediumship or psychic work is when it comes in through your mind. Now you hear people talk about clairvoyance, clairaudience, right? For most mediums and psychics, it's subjective, means it goes through your filter. Right. Objective means you hear it. Like clairaudience, you actually hear externally. And there's a point I'm trying to make, so just try to stay with me here. Same thing with clairvoyance. Some people see spirit as clear as they see a human being. So again, that's, you know, objective mediumship, because it's not through your mind, it's there. It's like we're having a conversation. So when someone says they're a true clairaudient, that means they're hearing this spirit talk to them like a person. There are no mistakes. They relay it verbatim. But a lot of people say, well, I'm clairaudient. You are, but it's subjective because it's coming through your mind. Because if you were objective, there would be no mistakes in the interpretation. You would not have to interpret. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because I feel that's a frustration, or that can be a frustrating point because people expect it to come one way and it's not. So they're looking for the voice externally, but they're hearing a thought in their mind.
Right. So that being said, have you ever had any like objective experiences?
Yes.
I have too, and they're quite alarming at first.
It's not, funny enough, it hasn't been through a reading. It's usually, I think the one and only is my brother. He'll just call my name and I'll hear it because it's his voice I'm hearing. So it's freaking weird and it freaks me out every time. Yes. Yeah, so not during a reading. I mean, and this is the funny thing. I remember early on, I was like, okay, I want to have this ability. I want to be able to see, spirit with my eyes, and I want to be able to hear them with my ears. And this thought kept coming over, be careful what you ask for. And then I met people that actually have those abilities.
Yes.
And they said some of them are like, it's overwhelming. They wish they didn't. That it took them so long to just understand and be comfortable with that, because some people I know, I mean, when they see a spirit the same, as clearly as a human being, I mean, that would freak me out. So I'm happy that I have what I have.
Right.
As long as I get the message through, that's all important. That's all that's important to me.
It is it is definitely alarming because I've heard it, and it's very, it's so strange, but it was the same. It was my name. And I was laying down. It literally, I just popped up out of bed. I was like, what the hell was like? It's so weird. So, we have somebody backstage.
We do?
We do. Jane is backstage. Yes, Jane. Jane, she is backstage and she's waiting for a reading. Should we pop her in?
Let's go.
You ready? Let's do it.
I'm ready. I know Jane.
Oh, you do?
Oh, no. Nope, different Jane.
Different Jane. Oh, Jane.
I was going to say, I know Jane. But
hello, good evening.
How you doing, Jane?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
So where are you calling in from?
For you? Michael's wondering where you're calling in from.
Okay, I'm normally I'm from Denmark, but I live at this moment in Turkey.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of late in the evening there, isn't it? Or is it?
It's about 9 o'clock soon, so it's okay.
So what can we help you with today?
Anything that pops up, it's nothing special.
All right, I got to just talk about, as soon as I saw you sitting there and you said that, I want to talk about you having abilities. Do you have abilities that you're wanting to work with? Because I feel that it's like right in my face. I need to talk about your abilities. And I feel that you're in a place where it's very uncomfortable to do this. I don't know. Does that make sense? Like it's hard to do this because of I don't know if it's the culture or just being judged, but does that make sense at all?
It makes totally sense. Yes, it does.
Because your guides are here and they're like, I don't know, they want you to explore this in whatever way, because I feel this is something that's been a part of you. I'm feeling your entire life. Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
Okay.
But I have not been practicing or anything like that. But I do feel that I have some gift. Sometimes something just pops into my mind and then it happens. Or something I see in my dreams and the next day it comes true.
Are you writing it down?
No.
Are you like kind of journaling it, just kind of keeping track of it?
No, I don't. But
no.
I guess I should have done that because there are many things.
Yeah, it's just a suggestion. I think when that starts happening, when, if you have one of those amazing experiences and you just jot it down. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a whole book about it, just, jot it down. You'll start to see a pattern develop, and you'll start to visually build that faith in yourself and your guides, because you're going to, see it exactly what's happening. So just a suggestion that I know it helps me. I know that it did help me, because sometimes I just wasn't sure. So I just started writing down, all of the things, all of that were happening. So that's a suggestion. Is your mother in spirit by chance?
No, she's still alive, my mom.
I feel a female presence with you. Hang on just a second. And she just feels very motherly to me. She feels she's saying aunt. Do you understand an aunt?
It can,
No.
I think it's my grandma, maybe.
Okay, I really feel and maybe she's not with you. Maybe she's the next person backstage, because she really feels motherly. She feels like she would have spent some time actually mothering you.
Yeah. My
That
grandma.
would be your grandmother?
Yes.
Okay. She also feels fairly young to me, which brings me to like aunt. I don't know why. Was she younger when she passed? Or a younger grandmother?
No. My grandmother was 72, but my aunt, she died when she was 50.
Okay. So maybe I got them both here, because I'm telling you, like, she feels very, very motherly to me. And I'm just going to go with this. They very well both could be here. There's something about the color yellow. They're showing me a yellow flowers. I don't know if you understand that.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I'm hearing the word sugar bowl. Do you understand that? You
yes,
do?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't. See, that's one of those things, Michael. It was like, I'm just supposed to say sugar bowl. I'm trying to figure it out a little bit for me, but it's okay, because I don't need to know as long as you know. Just
but
know.
Then it's my aunt. Then you are right. Then it's my aunt with the sugar bowl. Yes.
Okay. Just know that she is around. And I feel like you could speak to her about your abilities. I feel like she could guide you in those. Like, she's very, very strong when Michael's talking about the abilities coming around. I just feel like you could have a conversation with her, ask her to guide you a little bit in that. And know that she does understand. She tells me she does understand the abilities that you have. That's very important.
Yes, it is.
So very supported, very loved, very guided from the other side by this aunt. So I just wanted to tell you that.
I got to say one thing, because I can't get this out of my mind.
Okay.
I feel this is coming from grandmother, but I keep seeing a reference to haggis. I don't know if haggis is anything that I keep seeing this.
A what?
Haggis. It's a Scottish dish, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. So I don't know if that was connected to you or from just imagine. I just keep seeing haggis. Talk about
my grandmother was a big cook. She did always have what you call it, the place in the kitchen for any holidays. We were like 20 or 25 people, so she mixed different dishes at one time. So she was very good.
I don't know, for some reason haggis keeps sticking out. So I don't know.
You have a strong line of female ancestors. You understand that? Like, I could just feel all of this female energy, very, very strong.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes.
I feel grandmother wants to talk about too, reaching out to mom. Is there something where you two are not talking or not communicating as often as you? I don't know. I just feel this feeling like.
Yeah, there have been some problems. So yeah.
Okay. And again, they'll never tell us what to do, but she's just kind of like, I get this feeling that I need to just tell you to just kind of reach out.
Yeah. But we are talking, but not as much as we used to. So,
Okay.
but we are on the right way, I believe.
Okay. That's kind of, I think, what she wanted to talk about. And if the haggis makes sense, maybe you can just drop a comment in the chat sometime. Because I don't know, it was like forefront. I'm like, haggis. And it was like a joke because it's like, I just felt like naturally somebody didn't like this dish. So I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
But yeah, well, thank you, Jane. I know these are brief, but thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here
Thank you so
this
much,
hour.
both of you, for the readings, and it was spot on. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, Lindsay. Lindsay's up next. She's in the back room. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. I was not expecting any of this today, so
Uh-oh.
Well, we're glad you're here. What can we help you with?
ugh.
Do you have something specific?
Isn't it
It's
funny? I mean,
really-
I'm the same way. Somebody asks, what do you want? And I'm like, total mind blank. I'm not
Just
sure
freeze.
now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Career
really
sticking out like forefront with you right now.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. Some would say I'm psychic. I don't know. Let's just focus on that for a second, if that's okay, unless you have something more.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'd love to hear what Spirit has to say. Or
All right. So what I feel is like you're in a place right now where you're not appreciated. And I know that can fit for a lot of different people. It's normal. We all feel that. But I just feel it's like, I feel that you're putting more into whatever you do and you're not being shown the appreciation. I just feel like that's slowly wearing away at you. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
It's funny because we were talking about fear of success and not feeling worthy in the beginning of this. And that's what I want to focus with you. Does that make sense? Like you just feel like you're not worthy of achieving more?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, something about a safe space and
Very much
settling.
so.
Yeah. Do you like doing pet grooming? I don't know why. I get random stuff, but I just saw grooming pets as a way, like, I don't know. There's something about that. Not that it's a career. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it because it came up. So that's a side note. I don't know why. I don't know where this stuff comes from.
Are you a caretaker, Lindsay?
Well, in two different aspects.
Okay, I'm feeling that.
I'm taking care of my dad who has dementia.
Okay.
And in my career, I work in child protection.
Okay, so very much a caretaker. Okay, I'll say I just feel that in your energy. Okay. And pet grooming, right, Michael?
And pet grooming.
I have never had that come to me, so I love that.
I don't know where this stuff comes from, but
I love my cat, so.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like going to like the animal shelters, it's like almost a release is what I'm feeling. It's almost like something like a give kind of thing, like you give to them and it kind of gives you some, satisfaction. And that's the kind of what I'm feeling as I feel more into it. So it's, it's a volunteer kind of thing, but it's like a win-win. Yeah,
I think I've always thought about going there and volunteering, but I haven't had a chance to.
Okay. So again, it's just in your energy. It's just whatever I'm aware of that I'll just speak about. So again, it's something to consider. It's not something like, oh, I have to do this now. Jen, are you thinking back there?
No, I'm just still stuck. I like the caretaker just came for me like right away. And I feel like, and this is psychic, so please know that I'm not connecting to anybody right now. But I feel like you're dealing with some really emotionally hard things. I feel like it's kind of wearing on you. not only the job that you have, but then taking care of your dad. So I just want to remind you to make sure to take some time for yourself. And I do have to agree with Michael that I feel like being around animals would be a big part of that for you. I just feel like there's not a whole lot of release. I feel some sadness with you. I feel some unsurety of the next step, right? So please know this. Have faith in your ability to make the proper decisions. Have faith in your ability that you know what's best for you, and follow that. Go forward with that. Because I just feel a lot of heavy emotional stuff right now. So I just want to leave that with you. Just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Also, this is so funny, but and this is so standard, but I have to tell you to drink water. Like, are you not drinking enough water? Look, it's like just straight. Tell them to drink water.
Yeah, I'm not drinking enough water.
Okay.
I mean, who drinks enough water?
Well, right? It's, yeah. I'm just hearing, like, cut the soda, drink the water, like, whatever it is. It's going to be important for you.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
I got to share one thing that's like sticking out to what reference your career that you're in now. There's something about, I keep feeling like you need to be in like a supervisory or management position because you see things different. And I feel that's a lot of your frustration is not implementing ideas that you have that could benefit the people you work with. And I just feel that people naturally gravitate towards you because you're down to earth and you see things as a real person as opposed to like a number, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
so,
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So you're worthy. You are worthy.
Yes. And drink your water.
And drink your water. and go groom some pets.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day, Lindsay.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Chelsea says I'm really glowing, and the unconditional love is definitely present in my space.
I'm going to leave that alone because I know something. Todd, I know you're laughing back. I know you are.
I'm sure he is. So, okay, we've had a couple of people ask how they hop on. There is a link. Todd has posted a link. If you're watching from my group, you'll have to click in on the link that I posted in the chat in there.
And no, you don't have to be on air to have a question or get a reading.
No, yeah, we'll definitely answer.
Yeah, if you want, just put your question in the chat. So I know some people are. I just completely lost my train of thought with something.
Cameron, nervous?
Am I nervous?
No, some people are.
All right. Let me go back through here real quick.
Okay. Yeah, put the question.
And right now there's a lot of dead air because I'm thinking.
I'm reading. So somebody had wrote, could you read me, but I can't come on air at the moment. I'm only seeing Facebook user. Can you just pop your name in there? Just your first name is fine. Kathy says she's busy eating.
You can still come on air while you're eating. That's okay. Jane, Summer Computer Challenge. Yes, I'm one of them.
True. I am one of them as well. Let's see. Dixie, it's very interesting because when I was talking to you earlier, I had written down father when we were talking, and then I got sidetracked. I did feel father energy around you. Also, there is birthday, anniversary, something, some day of importance that in my awareness that I feel is, I'm going to say 2 weeks forward or 2 weeks back, like right in this time frame. It would be, end of June, July. Would you understand that? This is not the 4th of July. This would be like a personal day, birthday, anniversary, date of death, something. Would you understand that with him?
And after that, I'll read for Jane.
Okay.
So
He
Jane,
passed, what is she saying?
he passed April 2nd, or passed April 2 years ago.
Okay. I don't think that that's what he's showing me. I just want to be honest because it's something around this time. So I'm just gonna leave that with you. Anniversary, May 17th. Okay, thank you. That feels a little bit better to me, but I still feel like it's something else, and that's okay if you don't know what it is. Just gonna leave that there. This gentleman, I feel a Cancer connection with. Is this your father, Dixie? Oh, okay. You had your first family reunion a couple of weeks ago. First one since he passed. Okay. Interesting. No cancer. Okay. All right. Hang on. Okay, I don't know, Dixie, if this is for you or not, but I'm just going to go ahead with this, and hopefully it does connect with you because the cancer has me thrown off a little bit. I do feel sickness. Father, a date of importance that is right around this time frame. I do feel sickness with him, though, is the thing. He's also showing me picnic tables that look to be at a campground. Would you understand that? Anybody understand that? And that is a place of significance as well. Actually, he's dementia, Alzheimer's. Okay. Do you understand the campground? Oh, he made picnic tables for everybody. Okay. All right. So just know he's referencing that. That's so cool. You've got one of the picnic tables because it's a picnic table like that he's showing me. I'm seeing it at a campground. But I love that he made you one. I love that. You were at a campground for the reunion. He made picnic tables. Okay. I am with you. And that is my bad in feeling the illness as cancer. Hang on just a second. It's telling me, Dixie, you were with him when he passed. That's how he's making me feel that you were with him. You were with him when he passed. Know that he knows. God, he's showing me. Michael, do you have any connection with him?
I keep getting reference to somebody breaking what I'm seeing is a sliding glass door window. But I feel this is something that happened recently. So I don't know if you can connect with, I'm seeing it as a sliding glass door in the window breaking.
Dixie, cancer keeps coming up in readings when somebody reads your father. Is that what you're saying? She says, I keep wishing he was around to fix my sliding glass door.
Are you kidding me? Really? Wow. Because he was clearly showing me. So again, this is how spirit works. They brought me, that's how I'm seeing it in my reference. It was a sliding glass door, the window breaking. So he may be saying that he's aware of it, that it's broken. I don't know. But does that actually make sense to you? No, the sliding glass door. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure what she's saying.
He fixed everything. I missed that.
Oh,
Okay. But I don't know. That's what he was showing me. What I'm feeling too, and this is interesting. So he's making me feel, because I asked him, what was the relationship like between you and your daughter? I just feel very close. I just feel that he was more affectionate than typical men are. Does that make sense?
we're waiting.
Okay, good. Because that's what he's making me feel like. He had no problem telling you how he felt. He's also making me aware that he would sacrifice anything for his family. Let me just feel into this a little bit more. He just makes me feel like he was a really hard worker. Like he didn't give a lot of, what I feel is he didn't have a lot of spare time for himself. He just makes me feel like he would give. It was all about the family. But in the message, because he's making me feel like the message for you is don't make that. He's not, mistake is not the right word, but he's just saying that, yes, it's important to take care of your family and people around you. But what he's saying is he wishes that he may have taken or would have taken more time for himself. Does that make sense?
She says, yes, sacrifice anything.
Okay. Because that's what he's kind of wants you to understand is just, it's important to take time for yourself and it's not selfish. And he's like saying, this is for everybody listening right now. He goes, he's just making me feel this, that taking time for yourself is not selfish. It's important. Here we go with random images, but he showed me a bear trap.
I love that because I've got this random image in my mind of a red wagon. So it's okay. It's been there while you've been talking.
I feel like this bear trap, though, is like a decorative item somewhere. If that makes sense, I'll fall out of my chair. But anyway, again, if I see it, experience it, I'm talking about it. But I see this bear trap as being decorative, and I see it that it's painted red. So it's a red bear trap.
Hanging in his wood shop still.
What?
I love it.
Bear traps? Are you shitting me? Okay. I'm done here.
I'm done here.
Dropping the mic and I'm out.
I love that.
I did say I would fall off my chair, didn't I? But I'm old now. I might break my hip. So this is just ways of them just letting you know that this is him. Okay.
Yes. And that he is around, Dixie. Just one thing really quick. I'm being made aware of a change in a relationship with you. Do you understand that? I'm going to leave this with you. Just know that he is aware of that. I really want to see what she says. Lobster and carrot cake, Kathy. Yes, change in relationship. Okay, just know that he is aware of that. Know that he is around. That might be why you're feeling him around a little bit more these last couple of days. So I'm just going to leave that with you with his love and bear traps.
And bear traps. See, that I got to point out for the mediums, and I'm listening to this message myself,
Okay.
because it's that. I mean, really, bear traps. If I would have sat there, I would have convinced myself not even to talk about that, because it's so random, but it makes sense. So I just learned a lesson for myself. See a bear trap? You talk about the bear trap.
What are you talking about, Kathy? She says easily distracted, Jen. Pretty sure he hooked it up after he passed the relationship. Awesome. Yeah, just know I just feel him all around that change in relationship. Oh, nice. Kathy, why's Kathy laughing, Michael?
I don't know. Oh, okay, so he never hunted bears, just loved them for decorations. Okay, because that's how I was seeing it. I was seeing the bear trap, and it was like it felt decorative because I seen it was like painted. That's how I was seeing it. Not the bear decorations, the traps. Yes. God, I love this work sometimes. I should say all the time, because you never know what the hell to expect. You really don't. All right. Well, that was fun. Your father is a character. Yeah.
I'll be there, Kathy.
I don't know. Let's do a few. And I was not going to grab cards today, but I just feel like it may be time.
Which ones you got? All right. Oh, you have those.
What about your deck that you won't take out ever?
The Naughty Oracle?
Yeah, like we don't have any of that going on today already.
I've just never used it. So
Todd,
I don't know. It might be a little
help Todd. Help me, Todd.
Seems fitting for today, he says. I don't know. They're a little much.
Kathy, they are. I've only seen like 3 of them, and I blushed.
Oh, Kathy, there are no naked men. There's just inappropriate stuff.
Yeah, like they're again.
Like what? Like,
Sorry, folks. We got an inside joke going on around. Wouldn't have known anything if somebody wouldn't have pointed it out, but
Courtney says, forget them. We want men.
you're close. All right. Focusing back.
Look what Courtney just wrote.
Close. Very close. And they're not on the cards.
They're not on the cards.
Oh, Todd.
I don't know if I can do these cards now.
All right. PG-13, Courtney says. I'm trying. Yeah, that's already done. We're beyond that.
All right. Who wants
All
a
right.
card? Michael has his Rebel cards.
Let's see. I keep going back to Courtney's comment.
I know, me too.
If somebody spots the elephant in the room, I will give away an additional set of cards, deck of cards to that person. There. It's like, where's Waldo?
So where's Waldo? Now it has a name.
Oh, Courtney. She got it.
What?
Oh, congratulations. Someone said you're pregnant?
No, I'm not. Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know. I see Facebook user and she's pregnant.
Oh my gosh, no.
So Courtney, let's see, Courtney. I'll grab a couple here.
That's right, Courtney.
And I'll see whatever ones you want. These are for you. I don't know, Courtney. For some reason, this like jumped out at me. So I have this, courtesy of my sister-in-law, who gave me like 13 decks of cards that she didn't want anymore. So I have this, or these, Sacred Oracle, or Wisdom of the Oracle, and Sacred Destiny. Okay, so what jumped out for me, at me first, was this set. So what you can do afterwards, Courtney, just message me. You can PM me and just send me your address, and I will get them out to you.
All right, Courtney. I pulled one of these naughty cards for you. This is called Sinister Sisters. Find your soul tribe. So this card just basically is just saying, not everybody that pretends to be our friend is our friend. And we just, find your soul tribe, stay with them. They're out there. It's just telling you to, be, where's it at? Be discerning. Be discerning in who you surround yourself with.
Hey, Jess Walton. So I picked a card for you.
Awesome, Courtney.
So make better effing choices. And then if you're pissed, I'm sorry, let me read that over. If you're pissed at where you are, then stop talking or taking yourself there. Apparently I can't read today either. So to recap, make better effing choices. If you're pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. There.
All right, Kathy, are you still on? Kathy Bell, Prince Edward Island, eating lobster is what she's doing.
I'll rub it in.
I know, right? Okay, here's your card. Pissed as a parrot.
Kathy said,
It says use your own voice.
Kathy said, I thought it said make better effing chicken. No, choices. Oh
No,
my goodness.
use your own voice, Kathy. Speak up for yourself. That's all that card is saying. Summer Dawson, can see you on there. Yes.
And again, we don't ignore anybody. It's just the comments go by so quick. And we broadcast this to multiple places. So you may be watching from my page or Jen's page or my YouTube channel or WLTK. So
Okay.
we don't want you to feel that you're being ignored, because you are not. Are you pulling one for Summer?
For Summer?
Yes.
Yes, I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
Does she want one of the, well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to pull these.
Okay.
And then I'll switch to a more serious deck.
Okay, if we have to be serious, then I'll get my serious. I got to be careful how I say it. Serious deck. Deck, not the other.
Okay. All right. Here's your card. You ready for this? It says it's a shit show. Become aware. Just asking you to become of your surroundings, become aware, just become aware of when things don't feel right. Just lean into that intuition. Become aware. Take yourself out of there. Hey, that was a rhyme.
It was.
Become aware.
Man, that's an elaborate scam right there. Look at that message. I mean, that took some time to get that sucker up.
It did.
Holy hell. I was like, am I reading a novel? All right. Lisa Marie, I'm going to pull a card for you, and this is from the Sacred Travel. I swear I cannot talk today. Maybe I did say chicken earlier instead of choices.
Oh, Kathy.
So Lisa, I'm going to pull one from the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck for you. Kathy. Jen, what's on the table behind you? Candles?
Candles.
Plants? A selenite lamp?
Yes. What else, Michael?
I'm stopping there. Waldo. Yes, exactly. It has a name now.
Waldo.
Okay, Lisa. So Lisa, here's your card. Choosing your path. And so it says all it's possible. All right. So, but again, it's just maybe a reminder that you're just putting limitations on yourself about what you can accomplish. And I feel this message is about to be very blunt, but you're the one holding yourself back because I think you see, instead of possibilities, you're seeing all these barriers that are in front of you, or I should say perceived barriers that are in front of you. I just feel like this is a reminder to tell you that there are no barriers. The only barrier is right here. So that's where I feel you need to start, is just pushing that aside. Don't see the barriers, see what's possible, and just go for it.
Becky. Okay. So Becky, please, a card. I lost my job. So I just had something come in when I read that, and I'll pull a card for you here in a minute, but I just feel like I need to tell you to use your resources. It's okay if you need to lean on some resources for a little bit. And I do feel that a new job is coming. However, I do want to say that it may not be exactly what you're looking for, but it will be a stepping stone to get you where you need to be. And I hope that makes sense. I'm just thinking.
Oh yeah, Becky, because I've read for Becky. This is years ago, but she has two sons in spirit. So Becky, your son, who's the drummer, because that's what he's coming in and showing me. This is going to be very brief, but this is like very prominent of what he's saying. He said, this is an opportunity. So I got to give it to you exactly how he's making me feel. Okay. There's something, and this is weird. I got to stop my own self-dialogue because I do this all the time. He's making me feel like the universe just opened up a possibility for you. You may see this as, oh my God, I just lost my job. Your son is making me feel like, no, Mom, this is an opportunity. So he doesn't want you to look at this as a negative. He's making me feel like this is an opportunity and this is a door opening. And I feel this is something that you need, because you were staying in this safe space, but he's just making me feel like, no, this is not where you need to be. So this is your chance. It's like you want to be somewhere else. You just needed a kick in the ass to do it. And he's making me feel like this was that kick in the ass. I hope that makes sense, because he's making me feel this very, very strongly. You're welcome, Becky. Exactly.
No, he wouldn't.
No. So again, just look at this as an opportunity. I know it can be scary. I know it can, but those are, I don't know, some wonderful things come out of that. This just came to mind, and I can't put this totally on your son, but I feel this is a combination of him and my thought. It's just the sentiment of, fuck it, what's the worst thing that could happen? I think if we look at it that way, it's like, okay, I may lose my car or something gets repossessed. So what's the worst thing that could come out of this? But I feel it's like a positive thing. It's like, okay, what's the worst thing? I have an opportunity now, something that I wouldn't have if I would have stayed where I was at in that safe space. So I will leave it at that. But I just had to say that.
Yeah, Joe, I see you. Are my comments visible? He says, I'm not sure with StreamYard. I can see you on my phone when I go into my group, but they're not visible on the screen.
We got 8 minutes left.
Okay.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who else? Well, you want to do one more card for 2 individuals, and then we'll do a collective?
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan?
That sounds like a plan. Let me see who's on here.
Who's still here? Who still is here that would like a card?
Chelsea. All right. I see Chelsea pop up there. All right, Chelsea. Do you have a preference? Well, I have a preference, so I'm going to choose. It's Chelsea. She trusts me. There's Marlis.
Hey, Marlis. I'll pull a card for you next, Marlis, because we're almost out of time.
All right. Chelsea. Now I need my... Okay, this card pops up in here a lot for some reason. It's the 10 of Wands. It talks about just a lot being on your shoulders, feeling a little bit overburdened, overloaded, responsibilities, stress, problems, obligations, all of those things. I think that you understand what this card is about. I know we've actually had this conversation, so just know that's going to ease up. Just know that you're making the right decisions, and you're making you're planning it out to ease those up, and that is going to happen. Okay. So understand that, and you know what that's about. So I'm not going to go into it any more than that. Okay. You got it. Good.
So Marlis, I pulled this for you, and it says fogged in. Go slow, take your time. But what I'm feeling around you is, I just feel like you're trying to find who you are now. Like, it almost feels like you're in this identity crisis, trying to figure out, who am I now post-career? That's what I'm led to talk about. I just feel like it's like, take your time and don't worry about it. I don't know if that makes any sense. You know me, Marla, so I just throw it out there. But does that make sense at all for you? It's like, I almost feel like, don't label it. Don't try to label who you are now. Just enjoy. Just enjoy your time.
Okay, so I don't know who Facebook user is. Somebody just saying, me, please, a reading. I never get one on here. I'm seeing your comments. I just don't know your name. You like that, huh, Kathy?
I'm glad that makes sense, Marlis. Just enjoy your time. Oh, what are we laughing about now? Oh, that again?
She likes my candle.
Your Waldo?
She can't stop looking at my candle.
Except it's not a candle.
Could be.
It could be. Oh, boy. Todd.
It's a crystal. It's a crystal. It's
But it's not.
could be the light of someone's life. It's okay.
I'm just going to read the comments now, because this is...
It has specific meaning, though. It really does.
I bet it does.
It really does. Okay. Facebook user says, I would like what?
A card or a crystal?
A card or a crystal?
I can help you out with a card. I don't have those type of crystals.
So that is Gina.
Adrian.
Gina Martinez. That's what they all say.
Oh my God.
That's right, Courtney. That's right, Courtney. Hold firm, right? Stand firm on those boundaries. That's what it's there for. Be a warrior. Now I lost my.
I bet you did.
Gina. I was pulling a card for Gina. Okay. Gina Martinez. All right. I see you there, Karen. I'm going to try either Michael or I to get to you. Okay, Gina, making a difference is your card. My inner light shines far and wide. I feel into this. I only have a few seconds. Are you working with a foundation or something? I don't know why I feel that when I see this card, but I'm going to leave this with you because we just have a few seconds. Even if you can volunteer, if you can do something that helps you make a difference. Like I feel like that's very, very, very important to you. And this card is just reminding you that you can do that, and that you do that every single day. Courtney.
Right. So I pulled one for the collective.
Okay.
Or actually, did you call out a name that I would pull some?
Did. It was.
Because this flew out when I was shuffling as soon as you said the name.
Okay. It was, I can't remember. Karen.
Karen? Oh boy. Stop effing whining. No one wants to listen to that poop. Complaining makes you weak. You have strength to change your world, so just do it. So I think it's just a message to get out of your own way. Stop looking for things to, I don't know. I like almost like stop trying to make excuses for yourself and focus on things that'll get you moving forward, not reasons why you need to stay in the same space you're in right now. I cannot talk today, but does that make sense? I just feel like, in summary, get out of your own way.
We all need to listen to that.
Yeah. It's like we make excuses of why we can't do anything, or we rationalize why we can't do this, that, or the other, instead of just looking for something to help us move forward. So I think that's not only an individual message, but for all of us.
You're welcome, Gina.
So I think with that, we should probably call it.
Okay, so here's one more card,
Oh.
and then we got to go. This is just for everybody, being in the flow. It's just like what you were talking about, Michael. We got to get out of our own way. It's got to let things flow. All right. I think we got to hop off. We have crossed our time limit. So we will see you next week, same time, Mondays, 12 o'clock on WLTK Paranormal Talk Radio. Thanks.
And then follow us on our group page too if you like some extra stuff. Crystals even.
Stuff.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.
Bye.